What's up, y'all? It's Ando. We are here at High Life today. It is August 3rd, I believe. I'm in the studio with Trey. Kai and Thomas are also here as well, just chilling. It's a good vibe here today. It's always good at High Life, good vibes. Really motivational, really inspiring people here. Super talented too. And yeah, we're gonna cook up as the first segment. I'm gonna be working on this beat for 10 minutes every week. Just 10 minutes every week. I have 40 minutes basically to make a full song from scratch. Here we have a soul sample loaded up. It's by Noel Pointer, Niteroy. I've already chopped it up. I got some drums loaded in, and now we just make it. So let's just lock in and do that shit, yeah? 10 minutes starting 3, 2, 1, go. All right, I think we got something. We got something there. Right there. Cut it. All right, we got our loop. Now it's time to make some drums. We got the step sequencer loaded up. We got our kit loaded up. Now we just play around. Now we will load this in to our MIDI. So we got the snare and the kick. I'm gonna loop that, but I also don't want the kick and the snare to be in the same track, so we're gonna make two: snare for kick, kick for snare, whatever that means. And then we're gonna copy paste. Get rid of that. With the step sequencer on this, you gotta get rid of it or it'll keep playing for every copy track you make. Alright, we're gonna drag that in too. I think that's good enough. Not too shabby, right? Alright, we're gonna make a drum stack. See, we already did this. We already made it, but we're gonna do it again just for the sake of the love for the game. It's completely different than what I made initially. That's not true at all. But, you know. Alright, I had an idea from earlier that wasn't recorded, but I was like saying bruh over and over again. So we're gonna add that in just because I fuck with it. Bruh. 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 Let's add a little layer. Let's add a little some vibe to it. Okay. 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 Alright, let's see how that sounds. That's cool enough for now. We got 2 minutes left. Maybe we can add some like synth. Let's see if I have any in stock. That is officially time. We will be revisiting this beat next week. But for now, I want to go into another segment where we talk about Air It Out, my song I dropped back in January, and just break it down for y'all a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to be good at that, but we're going to give it a shot. You know, trying new things is key to living life, right? Let me get a little alien emoji in the comments if you resonate with that, if you're even watching this, if you even got this far. So here we have Air It Out. I'm gonna play a little bit for y'all who haven't heard of the song before.
He needs Mormon, like the freak shit out of Utah. Always cosplay the porn, man. It's the freak shit that I see around. Gotta air it out, yeah. Air it out, air it out. Time to face it like a holy blunt. Air it out, yeah. Air it out, air it out. Suffocating cause you're holding on. Air it out.
All right. I'm just gonna go through a little bit of how I made this song and the thought process making it. So we started out, we had these little bell skis. I don't use this often, the ZAK, but just trying out different VSTs is always good. Use the retro synth and the electronic piano for these sounds. Retro synth has been my go-to for a lot of like synth pads. It's just very warm and I like it a lot. This is the start. I'm a big fan of LFOs on synths. Just adds a bounce to it that I don't usually get from static synths. I added that in the chorus here, which you'll hear, and I ran it through a tape machine. My dumbass decided to delete the actual tracks with the settings on it, so I can't save it. But you live and you learn. You live and you learn. You'll hear it. And I feel like running anything through hardware really just gives it a nice texture, adds some nice harmonics to it. And I did a similar thing to this instrument as well, which I don't have. Just very light, very airy, very spacey, good vibe, which is what I was going for. It's called Air It Out. So here we have another riser, little keys. You can see I have like the keys here and then I have them again towards the end. But just like spreading out your tracks and like the themes that you're introducing and bringing back, like ritornello, exactly. But yeah, it's just good to have that consistency and continuity throughout the song to keep the listener engaged but not bored. This song I feel like was a little static. So I tried switching it up with the breakdown towards the end and like a little bridge as well. But also having risers, vital is huge. Great instrument for transitions, also just from leads, honestly. Great VST because you have so much control. This is what that is. That little. And then we have the bass, obviously. I love me an alchemy bass. Throw on a distortion, throw on an overdrive, throw on whatever you need to make it sound beefy. And obviously sidechain it to the kick just to give that bounce. And yeah, with the drums, this was back in January. I've learned a lot since. I actually dragged and dropped the files of each drum sound in here and then spaced it out. And it takes up a lot of space. It makes it a big ass song. So don't do that strictly for space purposes, but it works. Whatever works for you works. But you can also put this in a sampler and make it a lot easier. Make it MIDI instead of like a WAV file. So you can edit the MIDI more and you can like move around without having to go in there. If that makes sense. You can like play with different rhythms and stuff. But with this, you have to choose the rhythm. You already made it. But this is what it is. So I have a sample from Mac Miller's Hands with his voice. I thought I would just sprinkle that in there, give it a good vibe. And yeah, one thing with instruments, any instruments, but stacking your sound. So I have 3 kicks in here. It can be really good just to make it more beefy, but you can hear it now. This is one of the kicks stacked on top of the kick. You can barely even hear it, but it gives it that kind of snap like a beater would, you know what I mean? Like you have a drum kit, you have one mic on the outside, one mic on the inside, make it more full in the recording. That's kind of like the emulation of that, dragging 2 of the same sample and then maybe adding like a low pass for one, a high pass for the other, or compressing the shit out of one and keeping the other one like uncompressed. It just makes it more beefy. This is them together. And then have those sidechain to the bass. And I find a lot of value in like taking samples from things you've recorded and kind of blending them in there and making it sound nice. You know, taking the Mac sample, for instance, recording those sirens, for instance, just any of that stuff is very valuable and it adds some sauce. So altogether, it sounds like this. Whoa. And then we added vocals. You know, I was mad inspired by my song Run, which I dropped in July. You can hear some influence. I basically copied the track and then used the same instrumentation in this one, but I added some more stuff. Run has that very consistent chorus. Run it, run it, run it, run it. And this one I wanted a similar vibe, so I did like Air It Out. Just something that people can catch on to. I like performing a lot, so when I'm performing for people, I like to say something and have it be easy to remember, you know, like Air It Out. Air it out. You know, it's hard for people to forget that, right? I hope so.
Air it out. I'ma face it like a holy blunt.
So I did 3 stacks of the main vocal with some like variation in 2 of them and then consistency in 1 just to thicken it up a little bit. And then I added these kind of chants in the background. I layered 4 of them. just to differentiate it from the verse, kind of give it its own texture, bounce to it. You know, it just gets people amped up. Like, oh, I added this breakdown over here, which I'll show you. Definitely want to have some variation in your chord structure, whatever you really want, rhythm, etc. Whatever you want to make it more interesting and not a boring listen.
Whipping, flipping herbs, my car goes skirt, 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 skirt. I'm trying to stay for the worst. The crash is inevitable, it's worth it. Everything's done for a purpose.
Another thing I want to mention is automation. Super huge in adding variation as well. So you can see all the automation I have on the verse. For the echo, when it was like, to my word.
Find forgiveness in my heart. You can't accept me as I am, don't listen to my word. Whipping, flipping herbs.
So we have the echo on wet.
As I am, don't listen to my word. Whipping, flipping herbs, my car goes skirts.
You know, just things to make it more exciting. And this is a distorted track. It's the same track, but it just has like a decapitator on it, something to make it more distorted. And yeah, that's pretty much Air It Out. Thank y'all so much for watching this week. I hope y'all enjoyed. I'm gonna be doing this all month. End of the month, I'm gonna be showing the song I was working on in the first portion to random people on the street and get their ideas on it, get their thoughts. But let me know what you liked. Let me know what you disliked in the comments and what I could do better, maybe what you wanna see. Also, I'm gonna be doing album reviews. So if you have an album of your own or your friends that you want to be judged by me, which I don't know if it matters, but free content for you, you know what I'm saying? Thank you so much for having me. I will be here next week at High Life Studios, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Air it out, air it out. I'ma face it like a holy blunt.